Everybody remembers their first kiss, first car, first, whatever. I want to share with you a story about one of my firsts. Growling Frog is not the first golf course I played on. Growling Frog is not the place where I first swung a golf club on the driving range. Growling Frog is not my first hole-in-one. It's not my first eagle. I'm still waiting on those, by the way. And what Growling Frog definitely also isn't is first place in any top 100 golf courses around Australia. Growling Frog, Donnybrook, 30 kilometers northeast of Melbourne. About a 40-minute drive, hour and change on a bad day. "30 kilometers, 40 minutes was what faced me when I got in my car that day. I remember that day. I finished up my shift early. I was working in coffee at the time. I jumped in my car and drove from Melbourne University to Growling Frog, weaving my way through 2 p.m. traffic. Before playing it, I remember looking at the website for Growling Frog for what must have been at least a year, and also looking at how to get there, how to drive there on Google Maps for the same amount of time as well. I always hesitated. I'm not driving 40 minutes, I thought to myself, out of the way to go just play a local Victorian golf course. I saw that as too much of a time commitment. But one day I did. One day I drove those 30 kilometers. I took the 40 minutes. And to this day, it is the best golfing decision I had ever made in my life. Growling Frog is the first golf course that I consciously went to where the sole purpose was to go and see and experience it. It was the first time where the feeling of the journey, the act of planning it, the act of executing it, the act of getting there, to me felt and meant more than whatever number I put down onto the scorecard at the end of the round. It was essentially my first foray into destination golf, albeit small in the scale of world of flying across the world or traveling somewhere, but a destination that I had arrived at nonetheless.
Get there.
If you ask me what the best golf course I've ever played at is, it probably won't be Growling Frog. But if you were to ask me what my favorite golf course I've ever played at is, I think you've got a pretty good idea about what golf course I'd tell you about first.